Alright, this is kind of nuts, but Goat Storm, where we just play Entomb Reanimate combo, Hoarding Broodlord, Sacrifice Saw in Half combos, Molten Duplication, Dualcaster Mage combos, Shieldred Peer into the Abyss combo, and the entire deck with Tendrils to some degree. I don't like, what is it? Grape Shot. Feels like it takes way too long to actually use that to kill somebody in this format. But Underworld Breach is certainly a good way of doing it. But yeah, this is kind of just like my Rowan list, which I had to play a little last night to familiarize myself with the lines. But you're just playing tutors and you're tutoring up combos. This is a lot different from Rowan because it has like do-nothing goats in it. This is kind of like a medallion, a jet medallion, ruby medallion with my commanders in play. But I don't have mana rocks, really, so this is light years slower than Rowan. But that's okay. I think it's funny. And no one's going to expect you to do anything crazy with it. So I'm going to get people by surprise, maybe. But yeah, so goats will discount my spells just like Rowan will discount my spells. You tap it, lose 3 life, and then everything costs 3 less. In this instance, I just need critical mass of goats. You at least have 1 in the command zone, and ideally more than that when you find them. But we'll see. We will see. I am skeptical. It's a land, I guess. Yeah, it's a land. I'm just gonna play this. It doesn't... Maybe I don't even want Mox Amber, actually. Man, imagine it was Chrome Mox. Oh! Imagine it was Chrome Mox and only I could play it and no one else could play it. I'm gonna just play this as a land, I think? Yeah. Alright, get in there. Get in there, Changeling Wayfinder. Get in there. You did it. We did it. We beat the game. I could play Kirk instead. If it doesn't work out, I could do it next turn. Was not expecting Risen Reef. Was really not expecting that. That's interesting. Yeah, we're gonna go the goat line here. Get in there for 1. Alright, we got a reader. The problem is my opponent doesn't want to be goat napped, but that's not actually what I'm doing. So... Okay, we untapped. A little bit unbelievable there, so let's do this. Let's play you. Okay, come on. We might be doing it. Alright, hold on. Everyone just calm down. Everyone just calm down. I'm not freaking out. No one's freaking out. You're freaking out. So, I'm gonna invest 1, 2. There's another goat. No. We're just gonna do this. Yep, that's fine. And then do this. Okay. And then... How many cards in our graveyard? 1. We could just get this. Oh my goodness. Okay, alright. 1, 2... Okay. Come on. Come on. Get tendrils? Wait. This is where it gets weird. Dualcaster Mage is double red, double red. No, I need 3 red mana. Red, red, red. Okay. Okay. How does this work? I can't even remember. So, create tokens as copies. So we do that. And then I do this. Oh my goodness. Alright, we did it. Alright. Goat Storm. Oh. Oh. It only took 2 games, actually. It did it pretty fast. Look at that. Beautiful. Against a green deck, nonetheless. Do I play this now? Probably not. I'll just play my commander and swing for 1. What does this do? Should have read it first. Okay, elementals are cheaper, I guess. Not quite a combo, but opponent's getting kind of close to having a combo there. Oh wait, I gotta target this. Hello. Floated a black mana for no reason. Okay, so whenever you cast an elemental... Oh, if I stole that, I did just cast an elemental. That is kind of funny. Let's go ahead and goat nap it to sack it. Get some mana going. Cast this. I can get Underworld Breach and get 1 spell and then do nothing. Bolus's Citadel? What about you? Do I have a mana rock? I do. I could get Engine into Hope I Get There. See, this is where it gets weird. Can I just cast Peer into the Abyss? I can? Can I just cast this? Okay. And then you. Sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I can win from here. So I don't think they had to concede. Let's see. Maybe I can. Let's think about it. Alright, I mean, I got everything I'm kind of asking for. With a goofy-looking reanimate, I guess. Let's just do this. Opponent had a spell and they didn't cast it. I don't know what that is. What does that do? Oh, yeah, that thing. That weird $30 card that everyone swears by. Rabble Master? Well, that's unfortunate. Guess I'm gonna die before I get to play. Yep, well, I mean, I came here to cast this, so there it is. Being cast. Removal spell? Am I free? Oh, not quite. Wait, where's the Rabble Master toe? Oh, there it is. Never mind. I guess I blocked the thing here? I would probably also attack. Okay, well, I got a turn. We like those as far as I'm concerned. So I can cast this. Whenever you cast a spell. Whenever you cast a spell. Whenever you cast a spell. I had to say it 3 times. Can I goat nap spam? No, not quite. Let's take you. Opponent, that was it. That was it. All I was going to do was steal the Rabble Master. Sure. Look at that. Look at that automaton. You look at that. What is that? I have no idea what this is. Combat. Return it. Scry 2. Okay, it's a card. Let's go ahead and do nothing. This is like the convoluted way of just playing mono green, where you just cast ramp spells with scrying instead of doing it normally. Play you. I actually, well, maybe not actually, but Season of Girth. Okay. They know the second card? No, they drew that. They drew it. Oh, blind hit. Beautiful. Yeah, it's literally just mono green, but it scries to ramp instead of not doing that. Alright, well, I mean, I can cast my commander, I guess. And then look cool doing it. Do I have another land? Really, I don't. Oh, that's not good, huh? Yep, no, I mean, that's what I came here to do. There you go. It's in play. Another blind hit. Another blind hit. I wonder if they keep the doppelgang? Oh, they did keep the doppelgang, yeah. I guess they did, right? Don't think it matters too much. Well, I somehow survived against whatever this is. Now I have to do something. I just drew the win. Alright, well. What's my life total? 5? Let's, not make a goat. I don't think I need a goat anyways. So, here... Target you, cast this, and win. I also don't need Grape Shot, by the way. Ooh, that's not the right card. Okay, you saw nothing, opponent. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Never mind. I do need that card. Okay, everything's going to be a goat. Forgot about that clause. Okay. Let's do this. Get rid of... I don't think I want Grape Shot. So, get rid of it. Cast you? Actually, let's do Worst Fears. Just to lock that in. Let's cast Gamble. For Tendrils? I don't have another black source, though. Oh, yes I do. Let's see if I discarded it, though. So... I think I can just win by Underworld Breaching. Where is the black mana? There it is. Alright, we did it. Okay, yeah, I kind of forgot about you can't target the same thing over and over, so this actually doesn't work. I, like, instantly forgot about that, unfortunately. But, I mean, it still did something, right? It gave me Storm, but, it doesn't go infinite. It's not a 2-card combo. I completely forgot about that. Alright, good to know. So it's not like a Burgee or a Brass 2-card combo. But it still gave me everything I needed. It's kind of tragic, though. Like, you can see why Grape Shot is awful. I literally discarded it. What was my Storm count at this point? It was finally lethal, to be fair. It was finally lethal had I not just gotten Tendrils. So I guess it would have done it here, to be fair. Play Burgee first? Does that make any sense? I feel like it doesn't. Maybe it does? It's not like I can kill their commander, so... It is indestructible. Okay, I can goat nap it, I guess. So we start with this. We cast this. And then play land. Goat nap here. Opponent, it's not infinite. It's not infinite. It's not infinite. I thought it was infinite too. Don't worry, I thought it was infinite too. It's not. That's the last time I could do it. So I cast this. I goat nap their commander, and I guess I hit them with it. Maybe steal something that matters. Maybe I just lead with faithless looting. It is so boring. That's half of one combo. I suppose I'll take it, but... Oh, we have to manually tap. Counting is hard. Goblin. Cast my commander, make a red, do nothing. My commander doesn't even do anything next turn. I don't know, I'm going to cast it. In the off chance my opponent doesn't have Ulamog like they always do. When they get to 10 mana instantly. Scouring Storm Soul? Well, it doesn't have haste. Why are we manually tapping? What is going on with that? Still dead to a few different cards here. That's a Tyrannax Rex is what that is. There is no lethal scape shift from a mono green deck. Actually, I'm not sure what this is doing. They sacked only 3, so I'm sure my opponent knows. Is it the 2020? I don't know. With devotion? Okay, well, I mean, I made it to my turn. I guess. Now what? So you... I have one goat. I think it's ever so slightly more efficient to play this before goat nap. I don't even know if that's true, but I did it. I think it's mana neutral. I can't kill my opponent, but I can make a bunch of goats. So we have a bunch of storm. Oh, that is ward. Yeah, I can't do that. It does feed Underworld Breach to have goat naps in your deck. Graveyard. I honestly, the more I do this, the more I actually do want Fling in my deck. But this board state has to be what it is, right? Otherwise, I'm not actually targeting 15 things with Goat Nap. Because most of the time, this is probably not going to happen, right? Okay, so we have a giant creature. Have Storm of Lethal. It's just a matter of finding the win. Suppose I could have... No, I needed red mana. Oh, no, I had red. So I missed a few pings, if that matters. Which I feel like it doesn't. Graveyard has nothing in it. Let's do this. Let's play this. That. Persist? Can I sack anything? No. How do I get my graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. I can cast this? That doesn't do anything. I can goat nap 2 creatures, but those 2 creatures I goat nap don't do anything. So I think we're looking pretty dead here. I think we are. Untap. I can give Gristlebrand haste, but it dies to that. Dual caster mage doesn't matter. So we do this. The red mana I have here stays around forever, so I can just go through combat. But I can't gain any life. Sure. And I mean, I can't draw 7. And I still have no persist. Is there any way to get this off my... Goat nap spam? No, they don't have stats on my side. So if I goat nap spammed, it wouldn't have done anything. That has trample. Power 2 or less. So I have to play this to untap my commander. I can replay Gristlebrand. Hold on. And then untap this. But it doesn't have... I don't have trample. I don't... Like, if I had infinite life... Oh, they conceded! They conceded. Wow. I was actually about to run out of things to do. I was going to pass in 2 seconds. So pre-combat, a bunch of goat naps here. So I cast Underworld Breach before I swing, and then I escape a bunch of goat naps on this, and then swing with it. I could probably draw 7. Like, we would all probably not let Time Walk be in the format, but Llanowar Elves is sometimes just a better Time Walk. Do I want this hand? Kind of. Kind of. It's a funny hand. It's got a sacrifice in it, I guess. What is that? Okay. Yeah, changelings count for party. Because they are all types all the time. Pass? Okay. Well, they haven't played an elemental yet. It's just mono green ramp. Because, funny enough, Badger Mole Cub is not... Why did they move phases there? It was weird. Didn't that just, like, make it vulnerable for no reason? I feel like it did. Okay, well, I drew this a turn too late. Because that's how everything works, I guess. Whatever. Now I'm just asking my opponent to not kill me, I guess. Somehow. Another person manually tapping. This has been pretty common today. Not sure what's up with that. Do you have a fetch land? Nope. Cast my commander? Yep. There it is. Doing stuff. I'm not going to Diabolic Intent. So, next turn, if we're left alone and we don't get blown up, could do something interesting here. I'm gonna just pass. Auto yield. It is very easy to get blown up, though. I will admit. Yep. Did they evoke that? For, what did they, oh, double black? Okay. That technically doesn't blow me up. They took Saw in half? That is probably the last card I would take in my hand. Cast it, return all non-elementals to their... What? Didn't that just unsummon a land? I'm so confused. Okay, well, I mean, that's a line. Yep, I took that line. You got it. So... the hand is currently beatable? From my perspective? Not sure why they did that. I feel like I would have been roughly in the same position if they just didn't do that, but they did do that, I guess. Yeah, I did survive the hand. Okie dokie. So now we tap this. We have a discount of 2. We cast this to start generating mana with Burgie or something. Cast Burgie. Cast that. Alright, so we can generate mana, and I think win with... I think win with Grape Shot. Not Grape Shot. What's the other one? Another game where Fling would win, but again, like if your opponent has a board state like this, you're usually just dead. Alright, well this isn't infinite, but my opponent wasn't willing to see it out. But Rofello seems like I see it way too often. Is this a hand? No, it doesn't have any black mana. I probably, unfortunately, need black mana here. I'm not going to turn 1 Faithful Suiting. I think I might keep this. I think I'm going to keep that, actually. Yeah. Unctus. I think Unctus is a combo deck, if I remember correctly. I could be remembering incorrectly, but I'm pretty sure it's a combo deck. Let's Faithful Suiting now. Oh no, I could just do this actually. Yeah. And then play you and you. Pretty sure it's a combo deck. I'm sure we'll find out real soon. Unfortunately, I have artifacts, so I can't goat nap the giant constructs. This is one of the best cards, though, to have in this spot. Let's play that, and I can play this, but it is... I guess I net 1 mana because I'm spending it this turn instead of next turn, but I don't want to lose the treasure token, but that's fine. And then we pass. Next turn is looking pretty good if we're left alone. Which, they have an incentive to leave me alone. They also have an incentive to not care about my commander, because maybe it isn't doing much. It does sort of stop them from playing theirs, which I kind of wish it didn't. So they would, like, be more incentivized to leave it alone. Spells more for 4 greater. Okay. Well, they left it alone. Let's do this. I can goat nap that. Tap that. And then start to find things that win, such as, but not limited to, this card. And cast it for 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we did it. So we get, I'm pretty sure we just have it. Let me just think about it slightly more. We saw in half. What do we do next? We get 2 of these. We get a dual caster mage, double red, and molten duplication, which costs 1 red. Because I have affinity for goats and I have 2 goats. Okay, so we have that. Yeah. Alright, so we have it. There's not much I can do about that. There's just so little room for stuff like discard spells and removal. I wouldn't ever think about removal, but discard spells just get in the way. Like in Rowan, I don't have goats, so I could just use those deck slots for something else. But we need goats. To be fair, we don't need many goats. To be fair, I think I want to land. The problem here is I just get stonewalled so heavy by counterspells that I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. I really don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can just cast, like... Okay, well, they let my commander resolve. That probably implies a Frogify. Because they have to deal with this. So it, unfortunately, isn't really appealing here. Maybe they don't have to deal with it because they're Katara? And they can, like, play protection spells? That's what we were hoping for. Otherwise, the game is close to just being over immediately. Okay, well, that is a way of doing it. I got to this point, which feels exceedingly unlikely, but I did get to this point here. This seems tremendously unlikely. Let's do this. Is this mana neutral? It costs 2. It discounts my entire deck by 1. So I'd say that's pseudo-neutral. I can cast Bolus's Citadel, and I don't know if there's a line with this Grim Tutor that wins. 2 more basics, no. So let's play this. Cast this, and then I have 2 mana. I get Broodlord, it costs way too much. I get that, it costs too much. Okay, we're just winging it. We're just gonna wing it. Let's shuffle or cast this. Well, I think this is slightly better, so... Let's get... Man, this is a lot. Tendrils is, sick. No, I can't cast it. Mizzix's Mastery is castable? With 1 black? No. What can I do with only black mana? Nothing? 1 ring? That doesn't help. I wish I could put something on top of my deck. That'd be great. Yeah, I don't have anything here. Okay, well, I'm just gonna put it to my hand and maybe, do something. Alright, didn't have it. Yeah, there's no 1 card that does anything here. So, that was probably my window. And I just didn't get there. But I think that was my window. Wow! Really? That's insane. I mean, to be fair, I can be stopped with counter spells, but I guess my opponent doesn't want to try. I feel as though all you do is play an island and pass, and now I have to deal with whatever's in your hand. This is a commander for the Artisan Brawl thing, where it's uncommons only. You see this commander a lot. Might be just relatively the same list, I don't know. This is also an uncommon. That's the last time I've seen this, was the Artisan Brawl thing. It's looking like just someone fired up their Artisan Brawl commander so far. Which, I mean, it gets their, you know, roughly the same pace, to be fair. Do I cast my commander? I think so. It is a 4 toughness card. They might just ignore it, right? I don't have a clean way of utilizing it. But if they kill it, that is time being spent killing it and not in my face. Okay, so let's play Goat. And make a second Goat. And this is free. Play a land. Wait a minute, can I win? No. Let's slow down. Let's calm down. Sack that. They put it to the command zone. I'm surprised they deem it having value here. I think I'm keeping that on top, which means no fetch land. There's a good chance I should just get rid of this Worst Fears now. Okay, we'll just pass. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Worst Fears is fine in the graveyard because we have Breach. Can this sack itself? No. What does that do? Does it exile it? It does not. Let's play with fire. I can just recast this, though, right? Oh, it's also just not a goat. Right, it's not a goat. I don't really care if it's alive or dead. The sacking of my opponent's creatures is not actually a core idea of this playing Wolf Strider. So, glad that they killed it, I guess. Like, I would rather them kill this than the goat. But my opponent probably isn't aware of that. Also, I mean, they do have to genuinely stop me from killing their cards. It's not like I'm doing the haha funnies here with no recourse. So, we could reanimate it to get another goat in play. Is that better than not doing that? We have 3 goats. I'm going to spend the reanimate. I'm going to get another goat. I'm going to cast this. I think I can just win, actually. Hold on. Hoarding Spaghetti. 1, 2. Which didn't auto-tap the mana side of it. Saw Spaghetti. I have the red mana. I have the red... Alright, we got it. I have the red mana to duplicate. So, dual caster, Molten, Funny. Stealing my opponent's turn is not actually that great anyways as a mono red deck. So, I'm going to see what happens if I just auto-yield. I think it holds it for you. Yeah, it just holds it for you because dual caster wants to see spells. Cool. Alright. We did it. We did it. If they killed a goat instead of the Woe Strider, I think it's roughly the same. Also, I could almost flashback this. I had a lot of goats this game. This might have been a goat record here. I had 4? I guess any land with this works as well. Okay, I don't have to do that now. What does this do? Wow, look at that. It's the Jeskai Triome at home. Cool. Let me see that. Let's go ahead and unmarked grave. I could have gone for it this... I don't know. Is there a reason to do it that fast? Putting Broodlord in play that fast is not, like, super safe. But I could have. I need enough red mana to do the thing, though, so I'd rather maybe not blitz towards it. Especially how they don't have 4 mana this turn. Which means they do something that doesn't involve... Wait, what? What? Oh, I thought they were going to ninjutsu me. I was about to say, whoa! Okay, so I can leave up this because my opponent didn't do anything, which makes it painfully obvious there's something to do. I could also just cast Kruk. Like, that's fine. What if I just did nothing? Why play into open mana? It's a, yeah, like, what am I doing? Why would I ever play into open mana here? Okay, so there could be a 1 mana spell, which does deal with Hoarding Broodlord. There is a 1 mana spell. Excellent. Well, obvious swords is obvious. So I'll just play around it as best as possible, which is pretty doable. Let's cast Kruk. And then land. Cast Mastermind's Acquisition and only lose 1 treasure token. This should most assuredly get the thing out of their hand here. I mean, it 100% gets out of their hand. I can grab... I guess I could just grab... That doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. You? No. We grab, Yeah, no, we could grab Mizzix's Mastery. But I could also grab... That one. Okay. And we're just chilling. We don't have to go for anything. I want to see Swords cast. We're playing Goat Storm. Goat Storm. Guided Passage? No, I don't think we have Guided Passage. I don't think we're ever going to get Guided Passage either. You probably don't want to show your opponent your entire deck like that. But I mean, sometimes it's okay, I guess. So I don't have any goats in play. But maybe I can still go for it because I have actually just played enough mana. This might actually just work. Which is kind of funny. I don't think I've done this without goats in play. So... You... Tap. 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 That's exactly enough mana, and I haven't played a land yet. As far as I'm aware. Yeah, we played around the card my opponent could have. Why are these 3/3s? They were 4/3s last game. Alright, we did it. Yeah, we played around that swords. I mean, it almost 100% chance to be a swords plowshares as well. I think I've played out all the lines, and there are still more lines to be found probably in here. This deck is a bit nuts, but it is a convoluted version of Rowan. Rowan is kind of doing the same thing, except you don't have like completely dead goats in your deck. You just have like actual spells. I don't like discard spells normally, but this deck is just like Stick Fingers, where you just cast discard spells and then cast this and then win the next turn. Almost exactly like how Stick Fingers does it, except this has a lot more you have to do to get to that point. Like once you're there, you have to then find a line that blows your opponent up with some combo or something. But yeah, we have a bunch of really bad goats in here, unfortunately. But you kind of need them to get the discount going, just like Rowan would. But I would say this is more successful than I thought it would be. I said that the other day as well, playing it in a more normal fashion, and here we are playing it in a very strange fashion. But it kind of works. The only thing is you, just like Rowan, are for the most part ignoring your opponent. It is hard to make room for discard spells while also actually having meaningful hands that like can win when you do the thing. But I guess discard would kind of help. You just have to figure out how to make room for it. Your guess is as good as mine, I guess. But when you're doing it, it's cool. The discount is, it's just kind of like the same as Rowan, with extra steps. It's really just storming off with funny things. Which version I think is better? I like this more, but the other one has more. It feels like it's gonna do against people. Like you have more interaction in the other one. This one, you're just trying to storm off really fast before you die to whatever they're doing, because you're not really interacting. And yeah, if it wasn't for the thing I've talked about half the night today, which is just like Llanowar elves, you have a surprisingly fast thing you're doing. Like this happens fairly quickly. You're vulnerable to removal, but the thing you're trying to do starts to become a thing very fast. So if it wasn't for like Rofellos being every other opponent, which is doing what I'm trying to do, except they don't have to use their brain, they just cast a 2-drop that does everything I'm trying to do for free, this is actually kind of okay. But I think the other one is just a little bit better because it's not trying to be weird, and it's just going all in on, doing the goat thing. There's probably a blend of both of these that's okay. Like, you can very reasonably play something like this and then run the Dualcaster Mage Molten Duplication in your deck and just have those 2 cards, run some tutors or something, and then outside of that, you're just like a normal deck anyways. It has the Hoarding Broodlord, it has the One Ring engine, the Mana Rocks, like it's kind of doing the same thing. Lightning Greaves is weird because you can't target your own commander, so I probably wouldn't play that in the other one. I also didn't actually try this combo, but the problem with this one is you need 5 mana. Well, I actually kind of need 6, because you can't make that red go away. So I don't think I like Godo in the Spell Slingy Storm thing, because you need 6 mana to go for it. Where you're trying to discount everything, so it's super cheap. You can't discount the 5 equip of Helm. But, I don't know, it's another combo. We have, like, all the combos in the universe in this deck, so I might as well slide that one in. Don't really know what I would take out. It's getting harder and harder to find spots to take things out. It would be kind of sad to have to take out goats. But I suppose, to be fair, I really only needed, like, 2 goats to do something. So if I took out some of these goats and added, I don't really even know what, then I think we're sitting pretty. Because just like Rowan can win it too, and I think I said this the other day, this can kind of win it too as well. I don't need 3 goats to do the thing. And we have one here, and every single opponent is green, so you always have at least a mana dork you can steal. Or something. There's usually something to steal. So you could pretty reasonably go crazy in that way. What else? But yeah, the tutors are good. Like, I like everything it's trying to do. Also, coveted prize, your changelings are a full party, so this just like discounts it very fast to 1 mana, which is kind of funny, but it's, it is what it is. Other than the Brood Lord, there are ways to win, I'd say. It did seem like a lot of those lines I was taking had to do with hoarding Broodlord. I actually completely forgot Unmarked Grave was in the game. I just crafted it. But that can fine. I took out Gristlebrand because every time I would think about getting Gristlebrand, ideally there's just a hoarding Broodlord line that wins the game instead of just like drawing 7 cards. So I took it out. And Unmarked Grave is non-legendary, so it's just another reason to always get this. Same with Summon Bahamut. You probably just want to grab this every time you would think about Summon Bahamut, and just grab this and try to actually win the game, instead of just blowing up your opponent's stuff and maybe drawing. Which you, let's be real, never actually do, because it always dies when you pass a turn. But, if it wasn't for people wanting to not get goat napped, this would be better. But people play their stuff, and they don't want you to active treason it. So, like, unbeknownst to a lot of players we played against, I'm not really interested in trying to steal my opponent's cards. I'm just trying to play goats. So, I'm not going to, like, steal something and go out of my way to sacrifice it. I just want another goat in play. But because of that, it's going to die a lot. But it's sort of going to die anyways a lot to the things that would, like, not care about that. So, yeah, I don't know. Grape Shot, it's been in, it's been out, it's been up, it's been down. I don't really know. I thought I found a reason to run it again, and then come to find out it's not actually how it worked. I thought Urabrask just went infinite with this, because you could just target it, make red, target it, make red, and then you have 2 goats, goat nap costs 1, but you can only target non-goats, so you can't target the same thing over and over. I think I did the same thing the other day too, where I thought I could do that, but you can't. So that didn't work out too well, but it's still like Storm. You just target everything in play and make it a goat at the same time. But that does mean future turns you can't target anything, but you're doing crazy stuff you probably don't want to pass anyways. If you have critical mass of creatures, then Fling is interesting. But the problem with Fling is your opponent has 26 creatures and for some reason you didn't die. Actually, that last game was another one. I have had what I think is a disproportionate amount of games with, like, my opponent having 10 creatures and it isn't over. I don't know what's going on, but that happened like 5 times today. So because of that, it does make Fling more interesting. You just tap this 15 times and then throw it at your opponent. That is an idea there, I suppose. But I would say I messed up maybe 2 or 3 games here where maybe there was a win and I just didn't find it. But it can be difficult. Also, you don't 100% know what your opponent has in their hand at any time. So if you go for something and it doesn't work, well. But yeah, there was that last game we played. My opponent had like Stifle, Veil of Summer, Tail's End, and I couldn't target anything. But we had a weird, clunky game against 5-color Mythic Rare pile that, like, no synergy. But it's just like Golos. You just play all these, like, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, Uro, things that don't really care about each other, and then you just giant Mythic Rares that cost $20. What is it called? 5-color good stuff pile? Whatever. But if it wasn't for, like, certain cards, I actually had lines that probably won against it, but it just happened to have drawn exactly what it needed. But it is interesting that those kinds of decks are beatable, I suppose. But with that being said, I don't think Rofellos is typically beatable. I did beat it once, but I think most of the time in that game I would not have won had they had anything slightly stronger. So I kind of did start auto-conceding to, like, Rofellos, or just really anything that just acted like mono green, which is most green commanders anyways. It doesn't really matter what the text box on the card is, as long as it's green. So I can't really recommend this one, unless you just like this kind of thing. But if you like this kind of thing, probably just play Rowan. Unless you just want to play goats into Goat Storm instead of Rowan Storm, I suppose. But, yeah, I like it more than this one, this version, but I'd say this version was a little bit more successful. Yeah, maybe there's a mix of both in there somewhere. We'll see. I don't know, but there we go. I've played it. I like it. It's fun when it works, and you sort of just explode when it doesn't. But yep, that's it. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.